It's important to start by understanding exactly what is meant by a trailer versus a teaser versus a TV spot, and so on. The most obvious difference between all these different types of promos is length, though they can also be differentiated based on their objective and distribution platform. Let's start with the longest, and the one you're probably the most familiar with, the trailer. A trailer is used to give a short synopsis of what a movie is about, and its goal is to present that information in the most succinct and interesting way possible. Most trailers are limited to a maximum length of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and will typically be shown in a movie theater or online. Next, we have the teaser, or teaser trailer. Teasers can vary in their length and their goal, but as a general rule, they provide less story information than the full trailer, and are more about style and a single message, hinting at the premise of the film rather than fully explaining it. Usually, teasers will be between 60 seconds and 2 minutes long, and will also be shown in the theater or online. Next, we have the spot, which can also simply be thought of as a short promo. Spots have the very difficult task of telling a very, very simplified version of the film's message in around 30 seconds. Though their lengths can range from as short as 5 seconds to as long as 90 seconds. Typically shown on television or online, the big challenge with creating a good spot is that you don't have a captive audience in a theater being forced to watch it. You have to grab a viewer's attention while they're flipping channels on TV or clicking through videos and web pages online. The spot has to make an immediate impact in a very distracted environment in a very short amount of time, which is no easy task. In the next lesson, we're going to be discussing some of the unique challenges of trailer editing, and what makes cutting a trailer very different from cutting a feature or a short film. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Trailer editing is a very different craft from feature and short film editing. The goal of every trailer is simply to make a person say, "Wow, I want to see that movie." That's it. Simple. Well, simple in theory. In execution, it's a lot harder. Even when you're working with a good movie, it's challenging to make it look amazing in 2 minutes or less. And when you're dealing with a movie that's, let's just say, not so good, well, hopefully you've got a few tricks up your sleeve. Let's take a look at 4 of the unique challenges that trailer editing presents, particularly when compared to long-form narrative editing. Challenge 1 is simple storytelling. Challenge 2 is great style. Challenge 3 is heavy musicality. And Challenge 4 is extreme polish. Let's start with challenge number 1, simple storytelling. It can be said that great editorial is the combination of interesting style plus interesting storytelling. So what do I mean by that? When it comes to story in a trailer, it's just as important to decide what to include as what to exclude. The audience should walk away from the trailer saying 2 things. 1, that's the movie about blank. And 2, that movie looks good. I want to see it. With trailer storytelling, detail is death. It's boring. Your audience doesn't need to know all the same plot details a viewer of the full film would. Keep it simple, and keep it impactful, or at least fun. Which brings us to challenge 2, the need for great style. The presentation of an understandable and unique story is not enough. You need to tell it with editorial style and flash. That's what makes a trailer fun to watch, and it's a big part of what makes people want to see the full film. I'm talking about things like cool action flourishes, physical comedy moments, satisfying montages, and all the other editorial accents and moments that create viewer interest in a trailer and turn a simple story into an event. Remember, with films, your audience will tend to look into them. That is, they'll become immersed in the world and emotionally connected to the characters and the story. Not so much with trailers. With trailers, people will tend to look at them. That means they're completely judging the book by its cover. So, you better make the cover look awesome. As we say often in the trailer industry, just make it cool. Alright, challenge number 3. Trailers are heavily based on musicality. Trailer editing is heavily dependent upon a strict adherence to beats, timing, and music. This is probably the biggest difference between trailer editing and long-form editing, and it's also probably the most challenging to master. Many of the best trailer editors that I know actually come from a music background, because skills in that area tend to translate extremely well into the trailer editing process. So what does this actually mean when it comes to editing? Well, for one, it means that a trailer editor is going to be responsible for adding, tweaking, and polishing all of their own music, sound design, and sound effects. There's no sound editor or music composer to come behind the trailer editor and add all these different layers of audio. It's all up to the trailer editor. Many smaller movie trailers and amateur pieces will have little to no sound design. The easiest way to enhance your cut is to add some. Correctly. We'll dive much deeper into this in the lesson titled How to Use Sound Design. Trailer editors will actually need to cut most of the audio first in a trailer, before even laying in any of the picture. Initially, it's almost like cutting a radio ad, sound only. This is dramatically different from the long format editing process, and it's a secret that most beginning trailer editors don't know. We'll discuss this process in detail in the lesson titled Laying the Foundation with Audio. And last, we have challenge number 4, extreme polish. With a trailer, you have a very limited time to make an impact. We're talking at most 150 seconds to tell your story, excite the audience, and sell a movie. And many times, you have 60 seconds or less. That means there's no room for error. Every single frame of the cut needs to be polished within an inch of its life. So how do you polish a trailer? Well, for one, all moments should land on a beat, or a series of beats. That means that footsteps, gunshots, zipping up a pair of pants, closing a door, everything. Everything possible is cut in a rhythmic, musical way. You should also make sure that your audio is mixed well, so the dialogue is audible, and the right sound effects cut through the mix at the right time. Also, all of your music edits should feel organic and natural to the cue, even if you've recut it quite a bit. Every single shot, line, and sound effect should serve a purpose and be present for a reason. The shorter your trailer or spot, the less space you have available to waste. Like most things in life, tenacity, attention to detail, and perfectionism are key to creating something great. Take pride in your craft and don't settle. Take the time to troubleshoot the problems, which, by the way, are related to audio about 80% of the time. If you need to, close your eyes and listen to the cut without the picture distracting you. You'll be amazed at how much easier it becomes to identify the problem areas that way. If you remember nothing else from this lesson, let it be this. In a trailer, many times, style and polish will trump story. Your plot summary can have holes, and your content can be a little bit off, but if your trailer feels great, people will respond to it very positively. In this lesson, we looked at the 4 main challenges faced by trailer editors. We learned about the need for simple storytelling, great style, heavy musicality, and an extreme level of polish. Coming up in the next lesson, we're going to teach you to speak the mental and verbal language of the trailer editor by introducing you to about 30 different commonly used visual and audio devices. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at a number of key editing tools and devices that you'll commonly see used in trailers, teasers, and spots. Let's start with the visuals. For US trailers, you'll often see green bands and red bands at the beginning of a trailer. These are required by the Motion Picture Association of America to let viewers know if the trailer contains any material that might be inappropriate for younger viewers. The green band means that the trailer is probably okay for everybody, and the red band means that there could be things like violence, nudity, and cursing. Then we've got studio logos, which you'll typically see near the beginning of the piece to let you know which studios had a hand in the development and distribution of the film. Next, we have a wide range of different types of graphics. You've got date cards that announce the release date of the film, copy cards, which help tell the story of the film quickly and efficiently, pedigree cards, like this cast run, and this director card. The pedigree cards all give credibility to the film and add excitement by announcing famous actors, writers, directors, and producers who were part of the movie. Which brings up a good point. If your movie has actors no one has ever heard of, leave their names out of your trailer. Nobody is going to care, and you'll waste valuable trailer time, which could be better spent on story and style. Sorry if that sounds harsh, but it's true. Okay, moving on. Then you've got your main title, and your end cards or billing blocks. Around the end of a trailer, you might also see a button. This isn't a graphic per se, but rather one last joke, action flourish, or powerful line that occurs after the main title, right before the trailer ends.
The triangle of death, bro?
We drive through all triangles, including your mom's.
Other visual devices that you might see used in a trailer are dips, fades, and cuts to black, of all shapes and sizes. These help you efficiently move between different parts of the film, and they also help to add impact to the way that the shots are presented. You'll also see picture pushes, white flashes, and the occasional flutter cut. In the world of audio, you'll hear things like hits, whooshes, swishes, suckbacks, drones, rises, and all sorts of cool and interesting sounds, like this, this, and even this. So there you have it. A quick overview of a few of the more commonly used visual and audio devices in trailers. The great thing about trailer editing is that creativity and style are often rewarded, so any new and interesting ways you can manipulate the picture and the sound will be a big part of what makes your trailer special. Of course, you just have to execute them with skill, taste, and polish. Which brings me to the topic of our next lesson, amateur versus professional trailers, where we're going to take a look at the same trailer, first cut pretty well, then cut professionally. The difference is obvious. All right, I'll see you in a bit. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at a trailer as it might be cut by a talented editor with experience in features and short films. Then, we'll compare it to what you can expect from someone trained in the specific techniques of professional trailer editing, and we'll talk about what makes them different. First, let's look at the trailer cut by someone more comfortable with longer format editorial.
Sir, I need you to calm down.
You need to listen to me. I've told you where it's buried. You need to send someone out here now.
Sir, making a prank call to 911 is a
Guys,
felony.
why would I make this up?
For many years, a lot of us have been interested in considering the possibilities of meeting other life forms, other intelligent beings from other stars.
Stop right there, soldier. Ain't no war without a real enemy, is it?
Now, if there is life out there, some form of life, and remember, it may be beyond our most far-fetched imaginations. If there is life, someday, somewhere, we will...
Okay, so that was pretty good. It certainly does a great job getting the story across, and it teases at some of the best parts of the film. It also stays very true to the tone of the film, and it builds nicely into the climax at the end. It does have a few things that could be improved, though. The graphics telling the story at the beginning feel a bit on the nose and transactional. The piece lacks variations in the pacing, and the accents could be played up a little bit more. And as a whole, the cut could benefit from a bit more stylized editing and sound work. Overall, though, a very solid cut. Alright, now let's take a look at a second trailer for this same movie.
Finish your breakfast. You got chores to do.
For many years, a lot of us have been interested in considering the possibilities of meeting other life forms, other intelligent beings from other stars. Now, if there is life out there, someday,
Inside, Edward, now. It's just a meteorite. Don't waste your time looking for pieces.
If there is life out there, it may be beyond our most far-fetched imaginations.
Now the world is asking, what next?
I think the difference is pretty obvious. While this piece tells the same basic story, it contains quite a bit more of the editorial style, precision, and polish that you might expect in a professional trailer. The cut gets around the movie a bit more and uses music and sound to create a number of interesting and pleasing accents. The pacing is varied to highlight key moments, and visual effects are used to enhance a number of the shots throughout. The first piece felt like a very direct sampler platter of everything that you'll see in the film. The second trailer feels like it can stand on its own a bit more as an exciting experience separate from the film. And by employing mystery and intrigue, it's still very much calling you to watch the full movie, specifically with the last line in the cut, where the radio announcer says, "What next?" Coming up in the next lesson, we're going to teach you some research and organization workflows that'll make a huge difference in your ability to cut an amazing trailer. Alright, I'll see you in a bit.